One moment your cat is lounging peacefully at home, the next, they're gone without a trace. No signs, no warning, just silence. It leaves you worried, confused, and searching for answers. Why would a cat just walk away from everything familiar? In this video, we'll explore 4 reasons why cats leave home, and then 4 more reasons why they never come back. Reason 1. Instinct to explore. Beneath every house cat lies a wild spirit. The drive to roam, climb, and investigate new territory is part of who they are. A leaf blowing across the yard, the scent of another animal, or just the open space beyond the fence can pull them in like a magnet. Even cats who've lived indoors for years can feel that sudden urge to bolt if a door is left open. These outings aren't acts of rebellion. They're driven by survival instincts deeply rooted in feline nature. Once outside, a curious cat might keep going, lured by sounds or scents far beyond their usual surroundings. Unfortunately, that same instinct that sends them exploring doesn't always guide them back. While some cats return after a short adventure, others get swept up in the unknown. When a cat leaves home out of pure curiosity, there's no guarantee they'll remember how or when to come back. Reason 2. Home no longer feels safe. A cat's sense of safety is everything. When their environment becomes unpredictable or overwhelming, their first response might be to flee. Loud arguments, constant visitors, a new baby, or even just rearranging furniture can make a once cozy home feel unfamiliar. Add in things like tension with other pets or being scolded too often, and your cat may decide it's not worth staying. Unlike humans, cats don't always try to work it out. They simply leave, and sometimes they don't look back. If they associate the home with discomfort, they'll start searching for a place that feels more stable. This can be a neighbor's yard, an empty shed, or even the quiet under a deck. To a stressed cat, anything that offers peace becomes a better option. If your cat has disappeared during a time of big changes at home, it may not be a coincidence. It could be self-preservation. Reason 3. Searching for a mate. Reproductive instincts can be incredibly powerful, especially in unneutered or unspayed cats. When nature calls, it doesn't matter how cozy the couch is or how full the food bowl might be. Males will travel surprising distances in search of a female in heat, following scent trails across streets, backyards, and unfamiliar territories. Females may also wander if they sense potential mates nearby. These journeys aren't calculated. They're impulsive and often reckless. In the process, cats may end up in dangerous areas, face fights with other animals, or simply lose their way. What began as a temporary excursion can become a permanent separation. Many cats don't return simply because they've chased the instinct too far. Preventing this is straightforward. Spaying or neutering your cat doesn't just prevent unwanted litters, it drastically reduces their urge to roam. Without that hormonal pull, home suddenly becomes a lot more appealing and far less likely to be left behind. Reason 4. Drawn to the thrill of the hunt. Even the most pampered cat still has predator instincts running through their veins. The sound of rustling leaves, the flutter of a bird's wings, or the flicker of a tail in the grass can trigger an unstoppable hunting mode. Once engaged, your cat becomes focused, alert, and willing to go wherever the chase leads. What starts as a playful pursuit can pull them blocks away from home before they even realize it. Some cats stalk prey into unfamiliar neighborhoods, wooded areas, or abandoned buildings, following the thrill without concern for how to get back. And once the hunt is over, they may be too tired, confused, or lost to retrace their steps. This behavior isn't about hunger, it's about instinct. You can't remove the hunter from a cat, but you can reduce the risks. Keeping them indoors or providing interactive play can satisfy those urges without the dangers of wandering too far. Some cats leave on purpose, driven by instincts, stress, or simple curiosity. But others don't plan to stay away. They want to come back. They just can't. Let's now look at 4 reasons why a cat might never return home after leaving. Reason 5. Lost and can't find the way back. Once a cat steps outside familiar territory, finding the way home isn't always as easy as it seems. New environments can be disorienting, especially for indoor cats with little outdoor experience. A sudden noise, an aggressive dog, or even a passing car can send them sprinting in the wrong direction, and they may keep running until everything looks unfamiliar. Without familiar scents or landmarks, Even confident cats can become completely lost. Some end up just a few houses away, hiding in fear, too stressed to respond to calls or come out of hiding. Others travel miles without realizing how far they've gone. Unfortunately, the longer they're lost, the harder it becomes to return. Their scent fades from the home and panic replaces instinct. That's why microchipping, ID tags, and fast action are so important. A lost cat usually wants to come back. They just don't know how. Reason 6. Chose a new home. Not every cat that disappears is lost. Some simply make a new choice. If your cat finds a place where food is always available, the environment feels calmer, or people are more attentive, they might gradually shift their loyalty. It could be a kind neighbor who feeds outdoor animals, someone who leaves a garage door open, or a home with less noise and no competing pets. Over time, your cat may spend more hours there until one day, they don't come back at all. Often, the new caretakers have no idea the cat already had a home. Without a collar or microchip, there's no way to tell. To them, it's a stray they're helping. Meanwhile, you're left wondering what went wrong. Preventing this starts with visibility, ID tags, microchipping, and letting nearby neighbors know your cat is yours. Because sometimes your cat doesn't vanish, they just move in somewhere else. Reason 7. Injured or trapped. The outside world holds plenty of hidden dangers for a curious cat. While exploring, they might get hit by a car, caught in a fence, fall from a tree, or end up locked inside a shed or garage. Injured cats often don't cry out. Instead, they hide, scared and silent, hoping to recover in peace. Sadly, many never get the chance. Even minor injuries can become life-threatening without help, and if they're trapped somewhere without food or water, time works against them. In other cases, someone might close a door or gate without realizing a cat slipped inside, unknowingly sealing them in. This is one of the hardest scenarios for owners, knowing their cat wanted to come home but couldn't. That's why it's important to act quickly when a cat goes missing. Ask neighbors, check garages and basements, and don't assume silence means they're gone. It might mean they're stuck. Reason 8. Taken in by someone else. Sometimes a missing cat hasn't gone far. They've simply been adopted by someone else. A friendly, sociable cat that wanders into a yard might be mistaken for a stray, especially if they're not wearing a collar. Well-meaning people may start feeding them, offering shelter, or even taking them in as their own. Over time, the cat grows comfortable and chooses to stay. The new household might assume they've rescued a homeless pet, not realizing they've taken someone's beloved companion. This happens more often than you'd think, especially in neighborhoods where cats roam freely. Without a microchip or visible ID, it's nearly impossible for someone to know the cat already had a home. That's why it's so important to microchip your cat and keep your contact info updated. If your cat ever disappears, check in with neighbors. They may be living just a few doors down under a different name. When a cat disappears, it feels sudden, but there's almost always a reason behind it. Some leave out of instinct, stress, or curiosity. Others never return because they got lost, hurt, or found comfort somewhere else. As heartbreaking as it is, understanding these reasons gives you the power to prevent it. Keep your cat safe. Microchip them, make your home a place they truly feel secure, and act fast if they go missing. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect them before they walk out the door.